Dear viewers across the world, most welcome to my channel NAGA World Conflict Zone. Context: Middle East, please hit the side. Food scarcity. Before pandemic, world was silent. There is no problem. But problem is that after pandemic emerged, because when pandemic emerged in the world, then food scarcity occurred because it is happening in especially in Middle East, because Middle East countries are dependent on food supplying from outside. That is the main factor now, and most of the refugees camps and a chaos created in the Middle East. That is why food scarcity is the vital factor in Middle East. That's not fact. Fact is that after pandemic or during pandemic, food productions less than that before. That is why something problem, because demand is increasing day by day, but production is decreasing because here environmental factor and high price of equipment and fertilizer shortage and water shortage. That is why something problem. And world is not now open. World is something closed and in certain cases. And in this case, the equipment for agriculture purpose or fertilizer for agriculture purpose or any kit for agriculture, varieties types of problems are now in the world. That is why food scarcity is the main factor just now and will be more in future. That is why something problem especially in the Middle East. So climate change and environment factor is the main factor, because now a lot of cities and countries there are urbanizations ongoing, and desertification is also the main fact. So Western countries are not totally dependent on agricultural product, but Middle East fully dependent on it. Especially in the Asian countries, which are agricultural land available, but now problem is that the present situations not favorable for agriculture productions, and in this way if it happens in further, that means another 1 or 2 years, Middle East will suffer in the long run for the scarcity of food, because oil dependent countries importing the food and exporting the oil. And in this case, Middle East refugee camps, already food scarcity is the main fact in this region and the lack of money. But recently, United Nations has passed the budget $600 billion for refugee and other purposes. That is why something problem is removed. But question is that only money is the not fact. Money is the fact when scarcity not appeared in case of food supply. But when food supply is something problem, then money what will do. This is the main fact now in the world. Especially in the third world countries will suffer in the long run also, because this pandemic has damaged this economy, especially whole world, not only specific any region. That is why so imagine the coronavirus in China. China already been recovered this situation, but other countries still now are being suffered by the pandemic. So scarcity of the food will be the main reason. Maybe 2011 it was the major problem for supplying the food, and every country was very much anxious upon this. But already within 9 or 10 years the world has been recovered itself with available food. But now the pandemic when has come, the scarcity of food is now the main questions for the people. And in this case, water scarcity in the African countries also main fact. So when water scarcity is more factor, then how can agriculture will be developed? So in this case, farmers are in great trouble. And not only this, but also supplying of agricultural equipment is shortage nowadays, and especially the price of the fertilizers and others kit, that is the problem now. So when price will be high, then farmers are not interested to produce a lot of food. That means rice, oil, and other vegetables. So in future, if coronavirus sustain, then scarcity of food will be the main questions. So Middle East countries already been recovered from the pandemic, but first half it was